There's trouble at Jones Hill House. Maryland football drops its 5th straight as bowl eligibility becomes more unlikely. Meanwhile, Maryland men's and women's basketball return to the hardwood, and men's soccer gears up to host the Big Ten tournament. We'll have all that and more on this edition of The Left Bench. Welcome back to The Left Bench, presented by Terrapin Sports Central. I'm Daniel Stein, joined by Brendan Wiesel. And Brendan, what an emotional roller coaster this past weekend was for Maryland athletics.
It absolutely was. Lackluster performances from football and basketball, but really the weekend was saved by the men's soccer team. Let's go to East Lansing, where the Terps find themselves competing for a spot in the Big Ten postseason in the final game of the regular season. If the Terps win, they complete an undefeated regular season. Let's jump to the 22nd minute. Saddam Masareka has the ball on the right side and keeps it low to get his first goal of the game. Notice I said his first of the game. 3 minutes later, it is right place, right time for Masareka. He nets his second goal of the game off a rebound. With 2 goals already in his back pocket, Masareka wants the hat trick, and he wants it now. 9 minutes later, off another deflection, again from the right side, Masareka gets his 3rd goal in the last 15 minutes. A hat trick before halftime has the Terps feeling good. But Michigan State fights back. Now to the 83rd minute, with Michigan State only 1 goal behind Maryland. This time, Masareka gets the assist, and Stefan GK puts the icing on the cake for the Terps and let that celebration begin as the 4-3 victory gives the Terps their first undefeated regular season since 2016.
So you got a Big Ten regular season championship, undefeated so far this year. What more can go right for men's soccer?
Absolutely. TSC's Drew Owens is in Studio B to break down what fans can expect in the coming weeks. Drew?
Brendan, Daniel, this season has been one for the books, and if you ask me, Maryland men's soccer is just getting started. You just said it after Friday's win against Michigan State. Maryland won the regular season Big Ten championship. Now led by Saddam Masareka, who had a hat trick in that game, men's soccer has not won a Big Ten regular season title since 2022. But here are some stats and history for you all at home. The last time Maryland went undefeated in conference play, 2016, like you both just said, almost 10 years ago. Back when I was playing soccer on defense. And this is their 7th Big Ten regular season title. A lot to celebrate right now for Maryland, but let's keep the celebration and the ball rolling as we preview the Big Ten tournament. Now, because Maryland won, they get to host the semifinals at Ludwig Field, where they will play UCLA. But looking at the other matchup, we have number 2 Washington against number 3 Michigan. Now, Maryland faced a little bit of Washington fairly well, gave them a run for their money. However, they have got to the bottom UCLA right there in order to advance to the finals. And you all can remember at home the Terps tied with the Bruins earlier this year. Now, I know we have talked about the Big Ten title, but let's go into the NCAA tournament as the number 1 team. Not only is Maryland going to make, obviously, the tournament, but host as well. And if we can recall, last year the Terps exited the tournament earlier than expected. Maryland was able to beat LIU last year, but then went up to Wake Forest and ended their season there. And as of right now, the selection show will be right there on the screen Monday, November 17th. And the first round begins on November 20th. However, 16 of the 48 teams will receive first round byes, and Maryland is looking like one of those 16 teams. And if so, they will begin their round, the second round, on November 23rd. Now, fellas, a lot to look forward to for Sasho's squad, and we may be seeing a possible championship in the making. Back to you boys in the studio.
You know, Daniel, when you think of a lot of schools in the Big Ten, you think about the fact that they're football schools. Maryland, a lot of people are saying they're a football school.
They are a football school. I mean, Sasha's been there for like 33 years now. Just continues year in and year out to build a really good soccer program.
Absolutely.
Now, meanwhile, Maryland football took a trip up I-95 for a Saturday matchup against Rutgers. The Terps were looking to snap a 4-game losing streak, but that just didn't happen. Take a look at the second play of the game. Malik Washington just fakes out everyone, running for a 73-yard touchdown. But then, Rutgers' Ian Strong can't hold on to this one, giving the ball right back to the Terps. Just goes off his hand. But the Terps' offense stalls, leaving the door open for redemption. It's Ian Strong making the catch here for a touchdown. Maryland responds with this. You'll see it in 1 second, a toe tap TD from Caleb Webb. However, Rutgers responds with another Kaliak Manis to Strong touchdown. After the half, Rutgers takes full control, holding Maryland to 3 points and sealing the deal 35-20. Here's Coach Loxley after the game.
The development of a young team and an inexperienced team sometimes has its ups and downs, and I can tell you that we're in the middle of a tough stretch for this group, and the young guys, as I told them in the locker room just now, don't understand that now we're running on limited opportunities.
Now, one positive from Saturday's game was the run game, something we haven't really seen much from the Terps this season.
Yeah, as our Eddie Calkins reports, Malik Washington unlocked his ground game versus the Scarlet Knights, which could be a dangerous weapon for the rest of the Big Ten.
We know about his arm, but what about his legs?
I was just making sure nobody was behind me, really. Just making sure, I didn't get caught and get into the end zone.
In a season where Maryland football's rush attack hasn't consistently produced, true freshman Malik Washington is quietly having an historic season on the ground.
Definitely, it's something that, we talked about earlier in the season, being able to improve on, and we found growth in the ability to be able to run the football. Me adding myself into that just, helped our offense even more, and then the running backs, when they get their chances, they're making plays with the ball in their hand.
On Saturday, he became the first 150-plus yard rusher since Roman Hemby in 2023, and the first QB to rush for $150 since 2015. And as frustrations grow on the offensive end, the rookie has become everything you want in a quarterback.
And we talked to our quarterback all week about you're going to have to help us in the run game this week to try to control the ball and have a little more time of possession. And he made some guys miss early on, had some big runs. Some of the runs came off of drop-back passes, which is progress if you watch how he's developed over the course of this season.
This season, Washington has been a leader and an elite passer, and after Saturday, an elite rusher. Maryland used to win 2 of its last 3 games. Otherwise, it's no bowl game for the 2nd straight year. And they're going to have to do it with the arms and I guess now the legs of number 7. Here at SHI Stadium, Eddie Calkins, Terrapin Sports Central.
Thanks, Eddie. That was just a great package there. And Brendan, the maturity of Malik Washington, the development has just been so fascinating to watch this season.
It's fascinating to think where this team would be without him. The ground game looked great against Rutgers, specifically for him. I think people would have loved to have seen that earlier in the year, but as he continues to develop, it's going to be fun to watch.
He's only gotten better as the season goes on. Now, both Maryland and Rutgers are only separated by 170 miles, and many Terps fans made the trip up north.
While the game didn't end the way they wanted, TSC's Andrew McBride sat in the stands with some Terp fans. Take a look at some of their reactions to the biggest plays of the game.
That's awesome. And if you could describe New Jersey in 3 words, give me your 3 words. Touchdown! That's one word, but it works! Touchdown!
That worked out great.
Juice. We can wait till after this play. Sure. Big 3rd down happening right now. We'll get Jeff's live reaction here. Go! Go! The keeper, baby! The keeper! That happens because Jeff is here right now. All right, New Jersey, 3 words. No left turns. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Go Terps!
Andrew, that was absolutely hilarious. If he doesn't do another one of those this season, I'll be very sad, but that was just lovely.
That was just awesome. It looked like Andrew was just having the time of his life out there, and I'm sure some of those Terps fans were as well. Now, still to come, it was a rivalry weekend in College Park as both Maryland basketball teams took on Georgetown.
We look at what went right for the women and what went wrong for the men. Don't go anywhere.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Welcome back to the Left Bench, presented by Terrapin Sports Central. Brendan Weissel here alongside Daniel Stein. And last night, Maryland field hockey did not hear its name called for the NCAA tournament. Daniel, do you have any idea when the last time that happened was?
All right, I'm going to do some math here. Missy Maharga's been there for 38 years, so I'm going to guess when FDR was president?
All right, well, here's the issue. I really hope my dad's not watching this, because that would require me to know when FDR was president. So I'll just tell you the answer. It was 1994. It's important to note, however, the Terps did not make the tournament during the COVID season, but I mean, we weren't even born in 1994, so it's been a very impressive run. And really, it's hard to picture the NCAA tournament without the Terps. What may have been the final straw was Thursday's loss to Ohio State in the Big Ten tournament. The second-seeded Terps fell to the seventh-seeded Buckeyes 2-1. Maryland's season ends at 10-8 overall.
Now to the hardwood. Maryland women's basketball got off to a hot start last week, but had its biggest challenge against the Georgetown Hoyas just yesterday. The Terps used some fourth-quarter freshman heroics to stay perfect on the young season. Maryland starts off the game strong, going on a 9-0 run. That quickly stops, though, once the fouls start piling up. Georgetown shrinks the lead and then actually leads by 10. Now, the number 10 Terps are on upset alert until the fourth quarter. All gas, no brakes, basketball. The Terps driving to the paint, drawing fouls, and applying heavy defensive pressure. Freshman Addie Mack goes on a scoring frenzy, dropping 17 points in the fourth quarter alone, propelling Maryland to an 85-66 victory over the Hoyas. Here's what head coach Brenda Fries said about Addie Mack's performance after the game.
I've been fortunate because I've seen a lot of Addie's games and just know how talented and successful and just how fearless. I love seeing it on this big stage. That's why she came here, and she's going to have a lot more moments like this, and she's never afraid.
To help break down the comeback win against Georgetown and what we can expect from the women's basketball team this year, we are joined by Diamondback beat reporter Faith Harris. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys. Excited to be here.
And Faith, the Terps did not look great yesterday against Georgetown through the first three quarters, but they got some key minutes from their freshmen, especially Addie Mack. What did you see from the Terps young players on Sunday?
Yeah, our Terps Young's players really are effective coming off that bench role, especially Addie Mack and Maria Boyko there, coming in to facilitate takeoff time from a lot of veterans who are struggling with injury, especially Izzy Mamadou. And they're just really effective in taking their roles. Like, think of Leah Bartelme, she's also in the starting lineup right now, really effective at ball handling, assisting, moving this around. And it's really good to have those young pieces for Fries and her staff to be able to take off time from veterans who also may be fighting injuries still, who need that time to be rested for the Big Ten tournament. So it's just great to see them come off that bench role and be able to facilitate and keep up with the pace of D1 basketball.
Yeah, I've been very impressed by the freshmen so far. They're going to have to be good for this Maryland team to go far. I want to take one step back. I want to compare last year's team, which made the Sweet 16, to this year's team that's just starting out, obviously 3-0. What do you think the biggest difference will be on the floor from last year's team to this year's team?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference, honestly, will just be the consistency in lineups. Last year, we only ran about, consistently 7 or 8 girls through the lineup. This year, you might be seeing a lot more rotation in the lineup, a lot more time between those freshmen that we talked about, but also some graduates come off the bench. Mira McLean will get a lot of time off the bench there. So you can expect to see a lot more rotation, and especially early in the season, where Fries is still messing with the lineups, trying to figure out that best blend of the team. But also, honestly, last year, they were still trying to prove themselves off of Iowa State, find an identity. This year, we know this team is a good team. We know that they have the depth to go far. So this year, we're just expecting to see them work through the blends to try to find that best team to get them as far as they can.
And you mentioned the Sweet 16 appearance. We know that this team is very good, and they're picking up right where they left off, right? A 3-0 start to start the season. But where do you see the Terps ceiling this year?
This year, the Terps should be competing for that Big Ten title. They have the players to go far. They have the experience. They've had the veterans with Poffenbarger and Schmeichel come in. They've developed that connection. We should be seeing this team compete for a Big Ten title. They will have some struggle out there. We have some good California schools, UCLA and USC. That might be some tough competition. But this team should be challenging those schools consistently. We shouldn't see another USC as last year, where it was really hard for the Terps to come back from that. So this year, I think we should be prepped to see them really push to go far. Fries has the people to do it if she can just find that correct blend for them.
In order for them to win the Big Ten regular season or the tournament, they're going to need a lot of scoring production. Who do you think will be the team's leading scorer when it's all said and done?
Obviously, we haven't seen Smichael come off yet. She's still injured, but I think she has a good chance of competing for that spot. But I think Aluchi Okanawa, honestly, she had a big role at Duke coming off the bench there. She was averaging over 10 a game. She's over 14 just right now. I think she could really step up and take that role now that she has a starting place in the lineup and has the time to facilitate, to drive in for the basket. And I think she might be able to take that role from Smichael this year. It's going to be close, though.
It is going to be close. Going to be very interested to see. Faith, that's all we have all the time we have for today. Thanks for coming on to talk.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
You can keep up with all of Faith's coverage by following her on X at Faith Harris or going to dbknews.com. Monday night's Gold Rush was an introduction for Terp fans to the Maryland men's basketball team.
And still, there are a lot of questions surrounding the team, as it's made up of an entirely new roster and coaching staff, with only one returning player. TSC's Andrew McBride has more on what makes up this team.
New head coach Buzz Williams has arrived, and with him, 15 new players on the team. Maryland students are used to homegrown talent and returning players, but not this year.
And what do you know about this year's team?
Not very much, honestly. I can't really name more than 3 players because they're all new.
I know a lot of transfers came from them. That's about it.
Not much, honestly. I know we got some young guys. We lost a lot of guys to transfer portal.
This year's roster, I don't know much about.
Many question what the team's identity will be, how they will play, and what the squad is like. The good news for Terps fans, Buzz Williams has all the answers.
The identity would be that we play with some level of physicality, that we play for one another, that we give more daps and hugs than anybody in the country, that our huddles are tighter, and that we're easy to cheer for. We don't have a lot of emotional outbursts making it about ourselves. We have a lot of emotion towards winning and winning that possession.
His players agree, but there is more to this team than just how they play.
As a team, we try to be that way off the court too. So good men, great people, selfless, high energy, high character guys. But for our identity, we're still trying to shape that. And we need the fans to help us shape our identity as well.
Really nice job on the story there, Andrew. And Brendan, even though this Terps team made a Sweet 16 last year, and most of the players are gone from that last year's team, including the coach, I think a new identity for Maryland basketball could still be a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, the way that last season ended with a lot of animosity towards, obviously, Kevin Willard, it's hard to say do fans want a fresh start, but we'll have to see. Obviously, first game didn't go the way they wanted, so let's talk about that game. Actually, it was a rivalry game in the DMV, and it was against Georgetown. So the Gold Rush game, everybody showed out, but Georgetown plundered Xfinity Center and spoiled Buzz Williams' first home game. Sold out student section, former Terp Deshaun Harris-Smith returning. This game had all the theatrics, but it was Georgetown who got out to an early 11-0 lead in the first 4 minutes of the game, turning Maryland over 4 times in that stretch with smothering defense. This Miles Rice 3 before halftime kept the Terps in it, putting them down just 5 at the break. Rice led all Terrapin scorers with 19 points, but then deja vu for Maryland. The Hoyas go on another run to start the second half, 18-3 in the first 8 minutes. Maryland tries to battle back, but it was too little, too late. Georgetown takes the wire-to-wire win 70-60. Even after the loss, Buzz's focus stayed the same, building his players for the future.
I'm not coaching you for who you are today. Who we are today is we lost. And we lost because we didn't do the things that we know that we're going to have to do in order to have a chance. But if I'm only coaching them because it's 5 days into the regular season, then I'm failing them for their future.
Now, Maryland volleyball took the court against Michigan, looking to turn its season around, but the Terps came up empty-handed. Haley Melby led the team with 8 kills, while Ajak Malual followed closely with 6 of her own. Maryland opens up the first set strong, thanks to a Michigan service error. However, as soon as the Wolverines take the lead, they never turn back, maintaining it for the rest of the match. The Terps commit 25 total attack errors. That's more than double what the Wolverines had. The errors on offense and defense led Maryland to its 7th loss in a row, plummeting them to the bottom of the Big Ten standings. Here's head coach Adam Hughes on Maryland's struggling offense.
Today I thought they did a really good job of targeting it to a certain location that we had a little bit more problems getting help to. When we can get help, we try to do it, and we weren't able to then. So yeah, it was a big challenge for sure, and yeah, they served us off the court.
Wrestling competed in the Journeyman Collegiate Classic for their 2nd straight weekend of competition on the mat. the Terps had 16 different wrestlers compete, and the performance was highlighted by Jackson Smith, Makai Neal, and Branson John all winning their respective round-robin pools. Abram Klein and Tyler Garvin, both competing at 125 pounds, went a perfect 3-0 on the weekend. The Terps have another early season competition down in South Carolina at the Throwdown on the Yorktown. Yes, they compete on the USS Yorktown. Trust me, you won't want to miss that one.
Now, you know what else you won't want to miss? Perfect segue. Stick around when we come back because we'll put on our thinking caps and play a fan favorite game, Who Said It?
And we'll reveal our Terp of the week and our top 5 plays. You don't want to miss it.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Welcome back to The Left Bench, presented by Terrapin Sports Central. I'm Daniel Stein. To my right is Brendan Weissel. And Brendan, shall we play a game?
Let's do it. Let's make it about us. Let's play a game.
Okay, let's do it. Well, this is one of our favorite games. It's called Who Said It?
Here's how it works. Our producers have picked a couple of quotes from Maryland athletes and coaches, and Daniel and I are going to try to figure out who said it.
All right, let's see the first one.
Let's do it.
Look at your respective cameras. Okay. We're playing hard every possession. We have really good intentions. I think defense is something we're really prideful of. Okay.
Wow. I think it has to be basketball or football? What else would it be?
I mean, this is coach speak, I feel like.
It's super coach speak.
Yeah. Like every possession with really good intentions. This sounds like something Mike Loxley would say.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's something that doesn't really, like, you don't say anything. It's like, we're going to keep playing hard.
Yeah.
What other coach would have said that? I mean, Buzz could have said it, but I feel like Buzz would say it slightly more drawn out, right?
Okay, actually, you know what? I'm thinking it's either Lox or it's Sasho, because he says we have really good intentions. That's like soccer lingo, I want to say.
Playing hard every possession. Should we go with Sasha? Or do you want to take different sides?
I'll take one and you take the other.
Okay, I'll take Loxley.
Okay, I'll take Sasha. Why not?
Perfect.
Let me see who it is. Oh, it's Brenda. Okay.
Wow, that was a blunder.
I think, obviously defense is something they're really prideful of.
I was going to say, like, I feel like I was, like, at that press conference. Like, when it happened, I was like, okay, I heard them say that, and we're over to it.
It also sounds like something Brenda would say. All right, let's see the next one.
All right, let's see the next one. You want to read this
These teams that we have faced and unfortunately fallen to, these are teams that we have faced and unfortunately fallen to, so I'm really glad we get to come out there and hopefully go on a bit of a revenge tour.
Ooh. Okay, so
I have no idea.
This is implying that the team the previous year was bad because they have unfortunately fallen to. So
I'm confused too. I can't lie.
Is this like Mike Marciano maybe?
That's not a bad idea at all. I like that a lot. What other sport would it be? Could also be volleyball, right?
It could be volleyball.
I don't think Loxley would say something like that.
Yeah, I also don't think Adam Hughes would say something like that. So maybe Sasha said that.
No, but they were pretty good.
Take a guess. Okay, I'll take Marciano.
Okay. Is it right if I side with you?
Yeah.
That's fine. Let's do that.
Yeah. All right.
Marciano.
Who is it?
Yes.
We have faced and
oh boy.
Unfortunately fallen to. So
this
I'm
is
really
tough.
glad that we get to come out there and hopefully go on a little bit of a revenge tour.
I understand why she said that.
Yeah, Josie Holloman, the captain. That's not surprising. I feel like we're limiting ourselves because we're only thinking of coaches. We got to think outside the box.
We're 0 for 2. Let's go 2 for 2 the next two.
Yeah. Okay,
all right, let's see it.
That's the next one. You had 12, 8, and 7 tonight. Don't sit down. You got to stand on that. Oh, trying to catch me there. Okay. I was ready for that.
They bleeped it out, though.
I think
12, 8, and 7 tonight. It's obviously basketball.
Yeah. I think I know what this is because I'm on Twitter enough, probably too much, or X, I guess. I think this is DQ.
I actually do. You think? Well, was someone talking to him, or did he say it? Because those are his stats, kind of from that game.
Yeah.
12, 8, 7. Who was on the Pelicans? Could it be?
Was he talking to Was it like? Is Jose Alvarado still on the Pelicans? Am I exposing myself
here? Could be
here?
Poole. This is.
Okay,
I think it's someone on the Pelicans. I'll go Poole. Who do you think?
I'm just gonna say Jose Alvarado.
All right.
Whatever.
Let's see what we got.
It's
DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan's on the Pelicans.
We were in the neighborhood. DeAndre Jordan's been on 10 teams now.
You could have told me DeAndre Jordan was on any of the NBA teams, and I've been like, yep, that's probably true.
We're getting closer. We got Derek Queen was related somehow to that. Okay.
0 for 3.
We got to get one.
Let's get this one.
Let's do it. All right, let's see the fourth one. 3 words. No left turn.
It was okay.
Oh, jeez.
I think that's some joke from this past weekend, right?
I'm just gonna go down the list of everyone I know in TSC.
it was something from a story that they were doing this weekend, or something. It might have. I think it might be Andrew because he was doing the stories on Instagram for TSC.
It might be McBride actually.
No left turn. I feel like that's something he would say. I don't really understand it honestly, but. So.
You think we should?
It's not him, but it's related to him.
I guess. I don't know. I mean,
maybe it's something like someone in that kind of car that went to Rutgers. There's 4 of them.
Could be Ben. This is.
Could be Wolf. Could be Eddie. It could be Drew. 3 words. No left.
I think Eddie would make himself one of the quotes. That'd be kind of ridiculous, right?
That's true.
I don't. I honestly hope it's not that. That'd be absurd.
Process of elimination. Let's see. So it's not going to be Drew because we've already done this segment with Drew.
Yeah, they're not going to do
the
Drew
Saints.
twice. Sure.
So it's not her. Maybe it's not McBride. Probably not Eddie. So is it Wolf?
Has to be Ben.
Is it Ben Wolf?
Who else could it be? No left turns.
Early. Our producer's telling us.
Someone earlier in the show.
Somewhere earlier in the show. 3 words, no left turn. Do
I
I have to look back at the rundown for this?
Is it Drew then? Because she was on from talking about soccer. I mean, I really am just.
I'm stumped on this.
I guess from what I know, I'll go with Drew. But
I'll go Drew. Why
Drew
not?
twice?
Yeah.
Let's see. Come on. No, it's this. I mean, Jeff.
Keeper, baby. Keeper happens because Jeff is here right now. All right, New Jersey, 3 words. No left turns.
I mean, first Amar Sejdic last time we were here on the zoomed in picture, and now Jeff.
A random guy with a first name who was somewhere in New Jersey on Saturday.
So somehow we did worse in the game this time.
I listened to a lot of the press conferences. I thought we were going to do better. I knew it was something related to Andrew. I heard them say it earlier in the show, but I really didn't think they would give us literally the most random person of all time. Jeff, if you're watching, I'm sorry I'm calling you a random person.
Sorry, Jeff.
If Jeff is watching this, actually, I will be so happy.
I would be so happy,
He found his way back, not only to where the Instagram was, but he actually watched the show on Monday at 6:30.
That would be awesome. Well, now it's award time, and this guy has just been tearing it up. We all know that Maryland men's soccer has been on a tear in 2025, but Friday was one of the best individual performances of the season. For our Terp of the Week, we had to pick Maryland men's soccer's leading goal scorer, Saddam Masareka. His historic performance fueled the Terps to a title-clinching victory. In the Terps' final match of the regular season against Michigan State, Masareka put together his best performance of the season, notching a hat trick in one half. According to our man Aiden Curry, it's the first time a Terp has scored a first-half hat trick since 2005. That was the year I was born, by the way. Masareka is up to 9 goals on the season and now gets a piece of hardware as Maryland wins the Big Ten regular season championship.
For the first time in his pro career, I am honored to name Derek Queen our Pro Terp of the Week. First of many, I am sure, and I know DeAndre Jordan is super fired up about this one. Derek Queen is really starting to find his stride in the NBA. Queen was drafted with the 13th pick in the 2015 NBA draft, but his time playing in the Summer League for the New Orleans Pelicans was limited because of a wrist injury. and he was not able to resume full basketball activities until 3 weeks ago. The way he's playing, you wouldn't know it. In the last week, Queen has helped the Pelicans win their first 2 games of the year while averaging 11 points and just over 5.5 assists a game. He has looked he's looked best distributing and doing this high-flying, tongue-out dunk against the Mavericks. That's just a hilarious frame there. Queen has just so much fun out on the basketball court and shows a ton of promise for his future in the NBA.
First of many for Derek Queen for sure, but what time is it?
I think it's top 5 plays. Is that how many we're doing? 5 this time?
Probably 5.
Yeah. No more. We want to do like 6 or 7 plays. Keep it 5. Yeah. Let's do top 5.
Let's get it started. Let's roll the clip, as they say. Saddam Masareka, his first of 3. I'm going to do the British accent again. Pure class from Saddam.
Absolutely great there. I mean, puts it right to his left. I mean, he looked great. I mean, we could have picked really any of his goals.
Oh, yeah.
Had that hat trick, but let's go to New Jersey. Malik Washington, 75-yard touchdown run. There is nobody in sight, not a Rutgers defender in the area. Doesn't look back, and he just looks so great on the ground.
And at number 3, the star freshman, we talked about her earlier, Addie Mack, driving to the basket and one. She really just like me when I'm playing 2K and playing as a 99 overall player. Great play by Mack.
I mean, she probably would have won Terp of the Week. I mean, she looked incredible on Sunday, but Masareka obviously had that hat trick. Let's go to number 2. We stay against Georgetown in basketball. It's on the men's side. Andre Mills, left hand out of nowhere, gets the crowd fired up there. Unfortunately, Maryland needed a lot more of those type of players to beat Georgetown, but his athleticism is going to be fun to watch the next couple of years.
And at number 1, it's Malik throwing a dime to Caleb Webb. Look at that catch. It's the toe drag swag from number 84. Terps didn't win this one, but man, what a play from Caleb Webb. How about that throw from Malik? Man, what a play.
I have no idea how he hung on to that one. All right, whoa, special edition. Not top play here. We got Miles Race with a shoe in his right hand, throws it at the ball, and he just completely whiffs. Daniel, what the heck is he thinking?
I'm not sure. That's a move that I'm not sure you can do in 2K, so maybe he's not really just like me on that one, but I think he should do that again, honestly.
That should be a technical foul, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, if it's not a technical foul in like basketball floor, it's pretty legal for me to do it out here at the TSC broadcast. So yeah, in honor of Miles Rice, let's get our shoes up on the desk. But honestly, now that our shoes are here, probably a good time to wrap up the show. So that does it. Be sure to keep up with TSC's coverage on Instagram, X, YouTube, and online at terrapinsportscentral.com. Well, before we go, we have one final thing to discuss. We are joined by Sierra Green and Jake Ballard here to give us a preview of what's going to happen on Wednesday.
So you guys are going all in on Maryland field hockey, is that right?
Yep. Yeah, that's right. We'll break down the surprising NCAA tournament snub and come back on TSC's field hockey beat reporter, Candace Redmond.
And of course, we'll break down our top 5 plays from the course of the regular season and hand out these end-of-season awards.
Great. Can't wait for you guys to watch it here. I know I'll be tuned in on TSC's YouTube channel Wednesday at 10 in the morning.
And next week, Ryan Martin and Ben Geffner will have you covered for the left bench. Until then, we'll see you next time.